Hello everybody and welcome back to some more JXRC stuff shenanigans. We're back with the mini Drak. Apologies that these videos have been a little shorter recently. I'm recovering from being sick still, so this is probably going to be a shorter video. It's basically whatever I can feel like getting done in a day before I wanted to go and dive back into bed again and just try and sleep away pain and try and feel better. So what I'm going to be doing today is going to be looking at least covering the Elevons. Now, the best way to do it is with something like solar film or aura cover or something like that, where you use one of the sealing irons to put the stuff on. I'm not doing that for a very simple reason of I want everything to look the same. I've got this red sticky vinyl because I have red core flute parts, and I also am going to be using red stickers, which this is what this is for, to go through the vinyl cutting machine, so it'll cut them out all as per digital thing, which I'll, a digital drawing, as I'll show you when we get to that point. So the whole idea behind this is to try and at least have two things the same. If I had solar film that was different than that, was different than the core flute, it'd all look a bit of a nightmare, because this is a bit more reddy, orangey, pinky. Whereas the other one is more, the solar film that we have is more of a Ferrari red. Yeah, so we're going to be doing this a slightly more complicated way. So I have these marked with T for top. That looks more like a plus, but that looks more like a T. Where is it? I've got my camera the other way around, so it's a little bit left to right. It feels really weird. So I'm actually going to have this that's stuck on first, because then all the overlaps will be on the bottom and less hard to see. So I'm going to get you flipped over because this camera style is annoying me, and then I'm going to have a look at cutting out some strips. Alrighty, so we have our strip of red. Basically I'm going to peel the backing off and stick it down. Now I've got the top, see there's the red T. I'm just going to go boop to begin with. There's no like wrinkles or anything. I had to be careful because there was like some tape, so I had to cut the tape off and then cut our strip. And we can just sort of stick that down nice and flat, and then we can look at doing all the relief cuts to try and get this folded as it needs to be. So let's get at it, let's be brave. Let's not fully think this through. I have given everywhere a quick dust off to make sure we're not going to have any problems with that, and we're just going to boop that in the middle of the red. Just sticks well. Okay, so that's really nice. So we're going to do the easy stuff to begin with, I think. So we're going to pull this nice and tight up against the wood. Am I going to use this? No, it's not quite long enough. Okay. Going to use this. It's going to be a bit of a nightmare because I have to put it down right for the first time. kind of see the T through the covering. It's not the thickest covering. I may have been better putting like some solar film white down and then putting this over the top. But never mind. Doesn't look too bad. Obviously we've just got to do this side. What I can do is a slimmer strip, because obviously we're not going to have any overhangs on this. And then basically once it's stuck on, we go around it with the knife to get it looking neat. So let me cut off another strip and I'll be right back with you. It's also important to remember that some of these joins are going to have blender and tape as a hinge over it. Yeah, this blade is better than the last one. By how much is a good question, but it is better. You know what, I got anything maybe to slice off more. I've done that, but that'll be on the inside. I'm going to leave this here before I make it worse. It's not the best, it's not the worst. Again, I think if it wasn't for me trying to be perfect and making a cock up of it, solar film is definitely better than using this vinyl stuff. Does make me slightly horrified about trying to do the massive lump of carbon fibre that I've got to do for the wings, but we'll get there eventually. Oh dear. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually cut the camera here and do the other one off camera, just so that if I need to go to the restroom or anything I can do so. Also, I'll grab a drink, I think, see if that can settle my stomach down a bit. Lemonade helps my stomach, not sure about you. That's British lemonade, not American lemonade, British lemonade. Which is kind of like Sprite with no lime in it. But anyway, I'll see you all once I am on to the next step. Okay, so now we're moving on to the real complicated bit of trying to cover this wing in one go. It's only just wide enough, which is my own fault. We can then flip it over either side to do it. So, hoping and praying slightly, we'll start peeling this, do one side and then do the other. But, because if I complicate this, I'm not going to film it. I'll be back when I've made a cock up, probably. So I'll be back very shortly. Okie dokie. Now, if I do say so myself, that looks quite good. It's not completely smooth, it wasn't glass under there to begin with, but I've certainly done a good job. You can possibly see some of the pinpricks I had to put in to try and get bubbles out. I've also got Elevons, which if you think like that, that looks smashing in my opinion. So what am I going to do next? Probably not in this video, but going forward. I've decided what I'm probably going to do is finish off the wings and then move on to the fuselage. Because the fuselage is a bit more complicated because that's where the vast majority of your equipment's going to be. So, I'm going to get the Elevons taped on. I'm trying to decide whether to use Blendem or Gorilla Tape. We'll see. I wish I had like a 1-inch Gorilla Tape for the top, but I don't. They don't seem to sell that. They sell like the black and white stuff in like a tiny little sort of that thickness, which would be great for the top, but at the same time, plenty of tape's good considering it's your main hinge and you're going to be doing a few 100 mile an hour. Well, 100 mile an hour. I'm not sure on these what I'm going to do, because it does come with these like little things to put on the end, but I'll be completely honest with you and say I don't like the way that looks. So I might end up just putting a little bit of tape on that. Another thing I've noticed is that the hatch doesn't go on properly at the minute. I think possibly because of how I did these rods. It actually like isn't wide enough, the fuselage, even if I was to cut this plastic off. So I might just need to give it a good old fashioned sort of squeeze apart and then see what it's like. So yeah, we'll get the Elevons taped on. We then need to get the servos glued in and all the control rods and everything set up. I'm not sure exactly it's going to work, because if you see that sort of, that is square with the front, not the back. And personally, I always prefer the control rods to be, so the control sort of horn on the Elevon is parallel with this. So your horn would be sticking out like that. Whereas with this, it's going to have to be more sort of like this, which isn't the best way of doing it. Although it does put in some anhedral, or not anhedral, but aileron differential. That's the word I was looking for. So maybe that's designed into the kit. I don't know. I ended up not doing it as like a full rep. I think I did it in two separate parts. You can see the join there and there, but it's not too bad. So yeah, I'm going to get the wings finished off, and then we can go to this front piece. The only reason I'm doing that is because I don't know what I'm doing in the front yet. I think I'm half depending between a run cam split, because you can have a little circuit board there, and a run cam eel or whatever, and a run cam 2 separate. I'm just having it stuck through the front. I know you can get the 3D printed noses, so you sort of cut the nose off here and just stick a 3D printed nose on, but I kind of want to do it in foam. And obviously if I make a cock up with the foam, I can just knock the end off and put a 3D printed one on. But you know, I kind of like keeping it as it should be. But anyway, we'll see how we get on with that. And yeah, so this is going to be the end of this video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, click the like button. Helps me out a lot. Longer video today, which is good. I was feeling slightly better. Hopefully I'll keep in this direction. So yeah, hit the like button. Subscribe if you are new. If you have any comments or feedback or anything like that, feel free to leave it in the comments down below. But I'll thank you all for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.